How y'all doing? Welcome to Growing Into the Director, and today we're gonna just talk about just the concept of growing into a director and the transition from where I've been to where I am. You know, I started music. Honestly, I started doing music. You know what I'm saying? And music has always been my passion from day one. You know, just recording or writing or producing of any sort. That's just been my main mission from day one. But you know, that was like being in Jamaica and you know, the transition of moving from Jamaica to New York and wanting to make my own sound and turn it into videos was just something that I was inspired, you know, from a friend, and I decided to learn about videoing and photography and all that stuff. I'm still learning. It's still a growing process. That's why it's called Growing Into the Director. And you know, I decided to, you know, come up with a name. I've always had a brand which is called Spugy. And if you know me for that, then you know who I am. And if you don't, then you should, you know, do a little background on that. And the concept of just coming up with the name, I wanted to be, you know, the same as always. So I called my company Spugy.INK Films. And you know, I've just been directing my own music videos and giving different ideas. If you watch every video that I've created, you see concept, you see motion, you see, you know, growth. And what I've done is that I've created, you know, my own videos and asked friends of mine to just appear in them, be in them. A lot of people, you know, don't get the vision right away. You have to be on a pedestal for people to be like, oh, I must start rolling with him. But I believe in the small things and just trying to grow into it, you know, and it seems like, honestly, it seems like this is a passion that is really for me, so to speak, you know what I'm saying? And I take it really personal to grow into it. Like I said, I'm still learning. I'm still growing into the director that I should be, the you know, coming up with concepts and giving people idea of making their sounds and their music become, you know, alive and art, you know what I'm saying? You know, the basis of just becoming a producer or a director is kind of the same, you know, because you want to always create new and give, you know, your sound of quality. It's just the same as being a director. For me, you know, growing into a director is kind of different, but it's more exciting. The challenge, you know, is just coming up with the concept and giving life to something that is already have life, because music already has life. You're just giving it the visual, but you have to make the visual resonate to the core audience, you know. And I'm growing into it because I feel like learning something every day is a passion. It shouldn't be something hard. You know, it should be something that you find fun, you know, and the reward from it should be even more, you know, crazy. It shouldn't be something difficult where you're like, oh, I gotta do this because I gotta compete with him or her. It should be something that you find fun and just continue to do it time and time again, you know what I'm saying? I started shooting my own music videos because I felt like, you know, nobody's gonna see my work. So I started shooting my own music videos, and in concepts and in ideas, I started building my own portfolio so people could see it, and people could, I didn't, honestly, at this point in time, I've been doing music for a long time, so I just feel like the transition of becoming a director is even more passionate, you know, by doing my own music and putting them out and seeing people, you know, even watch it. For even if I get 200 views or 500 views, it shows that 500 or 200 people was watching it, even for a minute, that they just watch it and, suck their teeth about it. I don't, they don't understand the idea behind it, that I'm actually building my portfolio in directing. Putting out my music was something that I felt like people needed to hear, that I could do music, literally. And a lot of people know me for the fame of being Spugy, a cartoon character, alter ego that I created when I was in Jamaica to, just to spark my little kid interest, and it grew into something, miraculously big, and people was loving it, and I retired, honestly, from doing that. Why? Because I felt like, this is how I feel. You can't continue to do something for the rest of your life and not understanding what the rest of the world is about. I didn't want to do Spoogy. And then you're gonna hear old Spoogies played out. Everything that I've done, course to my life, I've tried to orchestrate it with God, in the sense of, for a matter of time, and give people, time to catch up or time to want more. It's just the same as doing music. You could do 1,000,000 songs, and out of the 1,000,000, people only like 5, 10, 20. People only pick out these songs, while to you as the artist, the 1,000,000 songs are what you love, but your core audience only like 5 or 10. You can't be mad at that. You just have to continue to make more of the songs that you think people would resonate to or relate to, And I felt like Spugy wanted a little break. So creating again and again, will always make me get old. And I always like, when I'm creating something, I like to find my time, and lay back and think about, okay, what people will listen to right now. I don't want to just make music because I think it's relevant or I think the people are going to love it. I want me as the artist to fall back on that and say, I love this too. And that was the thing with Spugy. I always tell people, I've never laughed at none of the Spoogies that I've ever done. None of them. And I said, when I retired doing recording, I was gonna take the name and make it into a brand, something where I can, my kids can, look at, and I can look at it and I can be proud of it, So we have the shirt line, coming out, and we have the, the film company, Spugy.INK Films, and, there's a lot of big projects that is coming up, in the fourth quarter for me, that I'm about to direct and about to do, more commercials. So people probably see my face more on a director, aspect, where they see me behind the scenes directing and maybe playing a few parts in a role. But I'm a comedian as well. There's so much talent to me, and I've learned that when God gives you talent, don't sit on it and think that because I can do just this one thing, I'm gonna do it. I'm multi-talented. I can produce, I can DJ, I can rap, I can do a little singing if I want to, and I can, direct, I can edit, I can, market, I can talk business. There's so many different lanes to my life, and it's a slow start, but like I always say, success is a slow process, and I'm learning and I'm growing into the person that I think that I should be. Directing is not just picking up a camera and shooting because you got a camera, and I had to learn that the hard way, because I thought that was it, and that is not it. It is growing into it. Picking up the camera is inspiration, and shooting is inspirational and fun and good, but you want your thing to be separate. You want your image, your style. I look at a lot of directors like Hype Williams, Benny Boom, and these are music videos directors. these are where I think they started from. Maybe they started from a bigger or smaller, aim. And I look at their work. I look at Mike Ho. He's a director that I'm crazily inspired by him. I look at there's so much directors that I look at. I look at Director X, and I looked at him. I looked at a lot of movie directors, but I want to start from an angle. And there are so many other different names that I know, and I think they are crazy good directors. I look at what they have of how they visualize things, and by doing that, man, I'm really turned up just to be in their lane. I do comedy, and it's not really about to say comedy. It's just being funny and being different. But if you know me personally, I dwell off just writing concepts and ideas and just giving myself the thrills. If you watch any of my videos on comedy or music videos and look at then till now, the transition, I'm still building my profile. My profile is nowhere where it needs to be, but it's a working process. And I hope to, grow into the director some more and editor and everything, because I'm a one-man band right now. I have a brand, yes, but it's a one-man band, and I thank you. Growing into the director.